The sprawling metropolis of Dallas, Texas is our setting tonight, as seen from above. We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on 2K Sports. From the attire to the food, the players' jerseys, tonight a celebration of the Latin culture. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Curry.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. And it's Bridges in at the 3-set. And for the Mavericks, they've got Curry. He's out there with Doncic. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the power forward position. Clark, great guards tonight for both teams. Did you ever spend any time in the backcourt at any level when you were playing?
No, I was a ball-handling forward, Kevin, and it served me well, but I was not a guard. I was a forward that could dribble and pass fairly well.
So you were ahead of your time, because that's all we see now in the NBA, right? Guards are not always bringing the ball up.
Yeah, you know, somebody just mentioned that to me, Kevin, that I was maybe a tad ahead of my time back in the late 70s.
And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Back to Rubio. Pass to Ayton. No good that time. And it's Dallas the other way. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
And, you know, that's a big part of how they attack and win, getting it going from the three-point line. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
And it's the Suns with the ball, following the score by Dallas. 6 on the shot clock. Rubio outside. The Suns need to get a shot off. 14 feet away. The shot by Saric. No good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does. Seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Now here's Hardaway. 11 points for him in that last game against Denver. And there's the pass to Finney-Smith. It's hauled in by the Suns. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Boy, that quick trigger mindset, when Hardaway Jr. is firing away like this, you know he's feeling it.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He talked about the impact of Devin Booker, adding, he's one of the most capable offensive weapons in the league. A shooter, a scorer, and now becoming a great playmaker. He can punish you for sending help. I don't know, Kevin. I still think that's better than watching him put up 60 against you.
Thank you, David.
Boy, Hardaway Jr. is a competitor now, showing you some real toughness. He's not going to give you an inch. He's going to fight you to the finish.
Now here's Booker. We saw him with 29 points last game. And Rubio kicks to Booker. No good on the triple. Dallas leading by 3. Hardaway with a wide open look. And it's Dallas with another.
Boy, a promising mid-range game that's highlighted by strong fundamentals and mechanics. Hardaway Jr., a productive scorer.
Porzingis against Ayton. Back to Rubio. Over Doncic. Rubio misses. It's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Shoots over Bridges. Hardaway, no good. Suns trail by 5. Bridges with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. Mavericks on D. Pass to Bridges. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. 6 to shoot. With 3. Booker.
The activity on defense by Seth Curry. Very good. Reaching, staying with his man, moving his feet. He's a good, solid position defender.
Booker outside. Poke loose. Feeds it to Doncic. That drops and it comes off the assist from Hardaway.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Break for the Phoenix Suns with a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought. There is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raised some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
Doncic against Ayton. Doncic feeling it out, and he comes up with the deuce. Doncic has got his second basket.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. A lot of guys like to shoot off the dribble, but Clark, there are some that really are better at it, shooting off that catch in the NBA.
Yeah, and who do you have in mind, Kevin? I got a couple of names that I'm thinking about. What about you?
Well, I'm thinking Klay Thompson because that backcourt is so prolific, and he's been so great at that, and that's kind of been his trademark.
Yeah, it has been. Redick would be another guy.
Yes, another good
that I think that would come to mind. And even though he's later in his career now, but Kyle Korver, one of the very best we've had in the league at shooting off the catch.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Dallas leading by 6. Right side, Porzingis. Phoenix grabs the miss.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Hardaway passes to Doncic. Count it. Doncic has got 6.
Boy, Doncic so crafty and good at using screens and being effective in screening situations. He's a true scorer and playmaker.
Now here's Booker. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the shot goes in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Last game for the Mavericks, they picked up the W against the Nuggets. Doncic with it. Now guarded by Booker. And Doncic gets it to go. He's got 8.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Pass to Rubio. He feeds it to Baines. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio.
Well, I tell you, that's a nice job by Rubio. Eyes up, examining, exploring the defense, then on point with the delivery.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game, fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Passes it to Barea. Uses the glass to finish the lane.
It's hard to know what Barea is going to do in the pick and roll. I mean, he keeps the defense off balance, and not only is he an excellent passer, but he's a very good shooter out of the pick and roll, too.
Now here is Carter. To the inside. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Correa. It's hauled in by Diallo.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
Let's use this break to look at the teams that over the past month have been tremendous at converting turnovers into points. The Suns in second.
Yeah, I mean, their defense has been really good, and it's led to a lot of easy opportunities on offense. Creating points off turnovers has been key.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Mavericks seem to have done the hard part, acquiring a potential franchise player in Luka Doncic.
And you know, guys, we've seen it, but in this league, one star isn't enough. That's why I think the trade for Porzingis was a good gamble. If he can stay healthy, they have an inside-outside star combo to build on.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Since taking over the starting role in 2018, Willie Cauley-Stein has lived up to his draft spot of being number 6, Greg, overall in 2015.
And you knew that a big man like Cauley-Stein would take a few years to develop, but at a legit 7 feet and great length, he is everything you could hope for in a starting center.
Now here's Diallo. And the pass to Okobo. He kicks it to Baines. 5 to shoot. Goes up from the top of the key. And it's right, sending it back. To the middle. It's intercepted. And it's Carter penetrating. Shot good by Diallo.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
Now here's Barea. An 11-point game for him in the win against Denver. And the 3-ball is good.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
With some arc. And it's Okobo missing. Mavericks leading by 5. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And slam dunk by Kid Gilchrist.
Yeah, he's one of the league's very best athletes, MKG, capable of playing above the rim.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game. Here's Okobo. Lays it up off the glass.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
And here's Barea. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. To the wing on the left. Right from outside. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 3 assists in the game. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We've got more in store for you right after this. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Boy, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
Yeah, and they've had a great start from beyond the arc as well. The three-point shot seems to be in rhythm.
And Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. They've got Diallo. He's out there with Aaron Baines. Johnson is out there with Carter. And it's Jerome in at the point guard. Carter, the pass to Diallo. Some solid defense from Kid Gilchrist.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Right outside. Pass to Barea. No good on the 3. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Suns. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Pass to Diallo. Back to Johnson. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
Saric has checked in for Aaron Baines. To the paint. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. Here's Wright. Drops in the breakaway layup. Wright's got 8 points. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Here's Jerome. Johnson outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and my siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Kid Gilchrist, no luck. Suns trail by 7. Saric outside. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Back to Johnson. Another shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, the toughness Saric possesses is really pretty impressive. A guy who lost 6 teeth in a game one time and kept on playing. Wow.
Devin Booker, he's checked in for Carter.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
And right, here we go. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Booker against Wright. Releases from 15. Here's Diallo. Cauley Stein with the defensive effort. Mavericks leading by 7. Here's Wright. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Barea's got his 4th assist in this one.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Passes to Diallo. Here's Jerome. Shot clock at 5. Phoenix, no good that time either. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And the ball travels out of bounds. Last touch by Kid Gilchrist. And here are some players that you want on the line as often as possible these days. For the past month, these are the leading free throw shooting 2 guards in the league. Devin Booker 3rd.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
Yeah, I don't care what their position is, guys. I mean, they deserve a bunch of credit for those numbers. Each one of them is just so clutch at the foul line.
Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Wright. Now here's Barea. He's tightly guarded. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Jerome. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway comes in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Curry's checked in for DeLon Wright. And Doncic is subbed in for J.J. Barea.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Mavericks leading by 7. Doncic dishes to Hardaway. Doncic outside. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
Here's Jerome. Guarded by Doncic. Just 5 on the clock. Jerome, no good.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
Jerome, good. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Outside, Porzingis. And Doncic. Here we go. And Dallas again with the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
Hardaway, no good.
And just not able to find the target from 3-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first.
Doncic passes to Curry. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Curry's got 8.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Here's Jerome. Guarded by Doncic. Shot clock at 6. Here's Booker. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now the pass to Hardaway. Back to Doncic. Over Booker. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist from Hardaway. Hardaway's got 3 assists now in this one. Phoenix calls timeout. Well, with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark's strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. And actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Floats one up, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Dallas gets called for the foul. For Phoenix, they have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Doncic outside. On its way from Curry for 2, and another basket for Dallas.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Doncic against Rubio. Fires at the elbow. It's holding by Porzingis.
I wouldn't say That's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
The feed now to Curry. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Curry's got 12.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Here's Rubio. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Well, KP wanting to dish it when his guys are open. I love that team-first attitude on display.
Rubio against Doncic. Ayton kicks to Bridges. Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Johnson, he's checked in for Phoenix. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the half. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Dallas making a switch here. Kleba's checked in, and the Suns making a change here as well. Shek Diallo, he's checked in for 8. Porzingis finds Doncic. Shoots over Rubio. Porzingis.
And guys, they know he's going to finish off the lob in style. Porzingis and his teammates connecting on target.
Now, here's Rubio. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Mavericks lead by 20. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 16 points, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, how about that ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half. Start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
We've got Luka Doncic. Also Seth Curry out there. Porzingis is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the power forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And it's Rubio with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Sharp. And it's off the back rim. No good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And the basket by Curry.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And the basket by Rubio.
With the ball on the string now, Rubio using change of pace to get the shot he needs. I like it. Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and the one skepticism scouts had was his athleticism or lack thereof. And I think he's proven that's not necessary to be a great basketball player. And he's only getting better as he works with NBA trainers.
Saric outside. Doncic against Rubio. Can't hit that one. Nice D from Doncic. And it's the Mavericks on the break. A floater. Out to Porzingis. Here's the three. Rebound by the Suns. Ayton's got 5 rebounds tonight. And, you know, you heard about Doncic. Even if he's a step slow, he's always 2 steps ahead with his mental game.
You know, Kevin, that's a great point. Feel, savvy, experience, know-how. You know, he grew up playing against bigger, stronger guys, and that always serves you well as you go forward. So he understands how to create space and anticipate and feel how to get defenders off balance. I mean, he's just a special young player.
On the wing, Hardaway. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Mikal Bridges picks one up.
Well, you got to give Hardaway Jr. credit, guys. I mean, he's excellent at finding ways to get to a spot and then make the defense compromise.
Both good from the line that time. And the big contract for Tim Hardaway Jr. back in 2017, Clark. 4 years, $71 million.
Hey, sometimes timing is everything. We know that in our world and all the other worlds out there. And think about that now. Tim Hardaway Jr. has made more money than his all-star father made in his whole career. Hardaway Jr., young and athletic, and a really rock-solid player at both ends.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass. He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Doncic against Rubio. From deep. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the Suns call time. Clark, do you think on average rookies are having a greater impact on their teams now than in decades past?
I really don't think so, Kevin. You can go back and look at the numbers historically. Every draft class usually has 6 to 10 rookies that have a significant impact on their respective teams. And of those 10, perhaps 10 or 12, maybe only a few are going to be on playoff teams just because of the nature of the draft. I don't really think that's changed tremendously over the decades.
Clock at 6. Pass to Booker from past the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. Booker's got 5 points now this quarter.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
Porzingis passes to Doncic. The teardrop falls in. Doncic has got 24 points.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
Carter looking around. Pass to Bridges. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. He dishes it to Ayton. And that one drops.
And this is where Ayton does the most damage. Inside, feels like he can score on anyone.
Feeds it to Barea. And stolen by Ayton. Booker outside. A shot off that time, so the Mavericks will take it the other way. Here's Doncic, and that one good. Doncic has got 10 points here in the second half.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Kid Gilchrist against Saric. Bridges for 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Carter comes in with the double team. Here's Barea. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Barea's got his second bucket.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Passes it to Bridges. Carter outside. Back to Bridges. Carter outside. Lets it go from deep. They get it back. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. And that's now 10 points for Dario Saric. Now Barea on the wing, Doncic. It's good.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
And the Suns call time.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Wright comes in for J.J. Barea. Here's Baines, guarded by Porzingis. Here's Diallo. Kleber with the rebound. And you think of everything that Dirk Nowitzki has meant to the Mavericks. Clark, one team for his entire career.
An iconic Hall of Famer. You talk about 14 All-Star appearances and league MVP, 6th all-time in scoring. Most importantly, the franchise's first and only title in 2011.
Back to Carter. Over Doncic. Carter with the bucket. Carter's got his first basket.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Kid Gilchrist looking around. It's stolen by Carter. Johnson outside. Nailed from three-point land.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Wright with it. He's got 14. Doncic outside. Back to Wright. And here we go. Carter heading to the hoop.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
The pass to Kleber. Now here's Porzingis. Wright outside. 6 on the shot clock. Doncic outside. From deep. Kleber kicks to Doncic. Back to Kleber. And he dunks it down.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Carter, the pass to Johnson. 1:35 left in the third. Carter outside. Softly drops in the floater. Carter's got 6 here in this quarter. 1:22 left in the third quarter. Doncic against Carter. Doncic kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Wright. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Carter with the bounce pass. Okobo. That one falls coming off Carter's feet. Carter's got his 4th assist in this one. 50 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Inside. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
I think the main strength of Kid Gilchrist's offensive game, the size and touch needed to be effective inside.
Carter against Doncic. Carter outside. Just 4 to shoot. Sweet little floater. Carter's got 8.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Knocked loose. And here is Doncic. And he has 28 points for the game. Shoots. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. A grand total of 28 points for him in the game now. They have no answer for him defensively. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for the Suns, Diallo out there with Johnson. Then it's Ricky Rubio. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Jerome in at the 2-spot. Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool because sometimes the Rookie of the Year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. Well, a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea. It's deflected.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Dallas.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Rubio, and he gets the bucket.
This is what Rubio gives you, effort combined with skill, able to finish through contact.
Mavericks leading by 23, right outside. Here's the floater, and it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And stolen by Wright. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Curry with a wide open look. Dallas no good that time either.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And Ayton throws it down.
And it's the way Ayton uses his body inside. It's what allows him to get so close to the basket.
Here's Curry. Right with it. Guarded now by Rubio. Back to Curry. 5 on the clock. From 12 feet out. Drained for 2 points. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Seth Curry's game in the mid-range area continues to look better, taking advantage of all opportunities.
Here's Baines. The feed to Ayton. Is good the assist from Johnson. And that's now 6 points for DeAndre Ayton.
And the sheer muscle of Ayton. Sometimes he's impossible to stop on the way up.
Dallas calls timeout. You think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24. It goes now to the new number, 14 seconds.
I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Hardaway's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein, and Barea subbed in for Wright. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Hardaway against Saric. Shot clock at 6. Bridges with the steal. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Mavericks leading by 21. Barea, the pass to Finney-Smith. Kleba kicks to Curry. Three-pointer. Here's Hardaway. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Bridges shot. Good.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for him.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours in their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game. He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Zingas, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba.
And when you watch DeAndre Ayton, you really are just floored by how he moves. The amount of speed and agility he has for a player as solid as Ayton is doesn't come around very often.
A nice shot by Barea.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Barea against Rubio. Pass to Ayton. Booker with no one around. Phoenix no good that time either. And those physical attributes of Ayton are so imposing. Greg, who does he remind you of?
I mean, for current players, you see a bit of Embiid and how they both move so fluidly for 7-footers. From the past, I see a bit of David Robinson in his game.
And a quick look at how the Suns' schedule is shaping up. On Wednesday, they'll head home and take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Friday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And looking at the Mavericks matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Clark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally hate to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available, and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that. Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Dallas leading by 18. Down low, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Boy, you love Hardaway Jr.'s confidence and aggressiveness. When he's going like this, he feels like nobody can guard him.
Rubio against Barea. Rubio outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Saric, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Saric has got 10 points in just the second half.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
Outside, Porzingis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Ayton.
You know, that's not an easy assignment, as Porzingis showed there. He's a lot to handle. You know, for Porzingis, the business of the family is basketball. His parents played at a very high level. His older brother played professionally for over a decade, and the first word that Porzingis said was ball, and he's had one in his hands pretty much from the start.
Here's Saric, and slam dunk by Saric.
You know, once he's in the paint, Saric is ready to throw it down.
And so Curry will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. It's an 18-point lead. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Bridges. A second chance effort. Comes up empty down low. Mavericks leading by 18. Doncic passes to Hardaway. It's deflected.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
Back to Saric. Shoots over Curry, and it's Saric. That time on the assist by Booker. 18 points for Dario Saric. And Clark Porzingis' older brother. He used to make him highlight reels of NBA stars.
You know, the NBA was his goal all along, but he showed patience, and the Orlando Magic actually promised to take him 10th back in 2014. He stayed in Spain one more year to develop, and good for him.
Ayton dishes to Saric. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I like the way Dario Saric plays so hard down low when he gets inside. Really good at drawing fouls because he's physical and aggressive.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Mavericks leading by 15. Curry deciding where to go with it. Passes it to Kleber. He's looking for Hardaway and finds him. Doncic outside. There's the pass to Kleber. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And the Mavericks lead by 18.
Well, he's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Ayton kicks to Bridges. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Doncic. Hardaway trying to free himself up.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
And it's denied.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Mavericks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse, and they were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
You know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Luka Doncic.
Well, you have to marvel at how well he picked apart that defense repeatedly. Found the right guy in the right spot at the right time.
And Rubio kicks to Bridges. Porzingis against Ayton. Pass to Rubio. That's tipped. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Rubio comes with the double team. Porzingis, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Pass to Ayton. Over Porzingis. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really
put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA.